Hey, what's up, Hebrew Israelites, formerly known as African Americans? Let's look at something that I think we've all been told this. I don't know how much thought you've given to it, but I've been told that, and there's a post by LBJ, I'll put the picture up, that white people will vote against their own best interests to support racism because they feel that they get more out of racism than anything else because they need someone to feel better than, and so they will injure themselves, uh vote for vote for candidates that they know is not going to do anything for them if that person used the N word or shows himself to be a racist so that they can have someone to feel better than, even though they may not have much themselves. And so I was really wondering about that. But then there's another. I'm gonna put up another post, and this post is about shows these Caucasians, and they're living in basically will vote against their own best interests to support racism because they feel that they get more out of racism than anything else because they need someone to feel better than, and so they will injure themselves, uh vote for vote for candidates that they know is not going to do anything for them if that person used the N word or shows himself to be a racist so that they can have someone to feel better than, even though they may not have much themselves. And so I was really wondering about that. But then there's another. I'm gonna put up another post, and this post is about shows these Caucasians, and they're living in basically a shack or a dump, and they've got Donald Trump signs up. Now the question is, do they really think that this rich man is going to do something for them, or are they voting for him because he's white, and they think he's a racist? Then they think he's a racist. I mean, and the reason why I ask, because what has the Republican Party done for poor white people? The Republican Party is the party for the rich. So why do poor white people vote for the Republican Party? And the only reason I can think that they would vote for him is it's got to be based on race. I mean, why else would you vote for him? I mean, all they do is cut taxes for all they do is cut taxes for the rich. And I worked for a buddy of mine, and this guy, he just loved Ronald Reagan. And I told him, well, why do you love Ronald Reagan so much? I told him that Ronald Reagan did a number of things that weren't to our advantage. One of the things, I mean, on our taxes, we used to be able to, if you purchased a new car, you could write it off. You could write off the interest on your credit cards also. And Ronald Reagan took both of those things away, which caused an increase in our taxes. But on the other hand, he cut taxes. Rich people pay 70% in taxes, and he cut their taxes in half. And then the country developed a deficit. So he had to cut social services, which poor white people needed to survive, but they still love him. They still love him. I don't understand why would they. It seems to me like, I mean, do they know what he's doing? Do they know that he's just using racism to cut taxes for the rich and that he doesn't really care about them. I mean, because, another funny thing is that Hillary wanted to give us national health care. And every industrialized country in the world, from Canada, England, France, Germany, they all have national health care. Here, people can go homeless and go broke paying for national health care. And the biggest example is coal miners. I mean, you're working in this coal mine for 30-some years, you retire, and you got black lung disease, you get cancer, and then you don't have good insurance, and then you end up, the house that you spent 30 years paying for, you lose it. You lose your house, and then your family's on welfare, and that's been cut by Ronald Reagan and other Republicans. So my question still remains, and leave a comment. Do white people vote against their own best interests to hold us down? That's the question. So like and describe and leave a comment below, and I'll try to get back with you. Have a great day and a Happy New Year.